I was going in singing. Yeah. Welcome everybody to the podcast. Thanks for joining us tonight. Oh, we're gonna have an exciting time. This is the pregame. We're gonna start charging for the pregame. We're gonna make it longer.
That's a great idea.
We're gonna charge for it, and we're gonna talk about anything.
Love it. We'll be the first ones to the market with it.
What do you mean first to market? What do you mean?
We'll be first to market. We'll be the first ones to do it. Hey, I do have a serious question for you, Moose. I've been meaning to ask you.
Yes, go ahead.
Are you wearing your ruby slippers today?
Let me see. No, I'm not.
No, didn't work. Okay, just want to make sure.
Yep.
Just make sure.
I do have some Crocs on right this moment though.
Nice.
If you're wondering.
Nice.
Yeah.
I wasn't.
The special edition ones from New York Comic Con.
No, but they are. They're special, all right. I'm going to tell you, these are special.
Let me see. Show us.
I can't. I can take it off and show.
Yeah, take it on. Let's do it, man. Why not? Let's go. We'll cover.
I don't think you will.
I don't believe you. I don't think he has Crocs. I think he just has
flip flops right now. This is my Croc right here.
What is that? Did you spill paint on it?
Yes, painted Croc. Look at that.
What is that? What is that?
It's just paint. It's just paint. Painted Croc. What do you want me to say?
Hey, Magic Mike. I never saw Moose as a Croc guy, but that changes everything.
I didn't either, and I'm a little let down by the design too. It should have been. I thought it was gonna be something cool.
Yeah, right.
This is what I would call my house Crocs. Just so you know.
Oh, I got you.
I thought it was gonna be like urban camel.
Yeah, exactly.
That's outdoor Crocs. See, that'd be different. These are indoor.
Yeah, where your Spider-Man Crocs.
Hey, so that's a different variant of Moose. There's outdoor Moose.
Oh, I got
indoor Moose, and then, so there's different.
What about his Wolverine Crocs? What's your Wolverine Crocs?
Yeah, right.
I don't think they have any. I don't think they have
X-Men Crocs.
Oh, Moose? Has that ever stopped you before?
No, but check this out. They do have some really cool features. Some newer Crocs out right now. They look really good, and they don't make them like they like they used to. They just have like. Sorry, that's just funny. But they do have, all the accessories, all the plug-in. What do they call them? Those like pill. What do they call them?
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know what they call them. Don't try to pull us into this Crocs.
I know. Neither one of us have pair of Crocs.
Hey, you're the one with the Crocs. Hey, show us the other foot. The other foot has them. So let's show us.
It has no tacimals. I don't know what you call.
Oh, see, he knows what they're called. He knows what they're called.
What I call them.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, okay.
Like, this ain't Moose, bro. This ain't Moose.
I got
This is Earth
I don't know what variant this is.
This is Earth 30115. That's what it is.
You're gonna get a little bit tonight. Hey, check this out. This is a little show and tell here. Can I?
I thought that was a show and tell. I thought that was a show and tell.
But listen to this. So
he's gonna show us the little pins on his
Crocs. I stopped into Target. I'm like, okay, and it's a Target that I hadn't stopped in before.
Okay, so that means they got something he's never seen before. Go ahead. Okay.
All
the Targets he's been through, he's purged them already.
Exclusive. Hold on, let me see.
Target exclusive.
Target exclusive. I want to see the Bros.
Sorry, this one's not Target exclusive. It's the other one.
Okay.
It's the next one coming up.
Walmart exclusive.
Were the Crocs Target exclusive?
That's
what it was. It was the Crocs that were Target
exclusive. Check this out. I did see the emblem.
You guys Star Wars fans?
Nah, not at all.
Look at it.
What is that? Oh, is that?
This is the Ghost.
Oh man,
from Rebel.
Oh, there it goes. I can see it now. Man, that looks
nice.
Oh, it's super
nice. Quite a few of those.
Yes, I do. This is super big.
That's the miniature collection, right?
And it's not, it's
not that miniature.
Cool.
It's not small. That's pretty big for a miniature.
Nice.
It is real nice. How much you pay for it? Yeah, how much?
It always come down to money with you guys. 60 for that.
Woo! That's not bad. Magic Mike, you haven't been to Target lately. They ain't got nothing less than 50
I can't listen. I can't even afford to go into Target. What are you talking about?
They charge you.
You go in, you're like, cha-ching. You're like, what just happened?
This is not a Target exclusive, but I haven't seen this one. But this is also very cool. Take a look at this. This is
nice. Oh yeah, look at that. It has the troopers in it too.
Yeah, it's got the troopers in it.
Look at that. Yep.
Straight on from episode 2.
So here's the problem with that, Moose. The problem is that you buy one, you buy two, you buy three. Next thing you know, you got a half a room full of these miniatures.
Did you just say a half a room?
Yeah, because they're mini. They don't take up a full room. They're mini, so you get only half a room.
This is Moose.
Wait a minute, I'm not done.
He's got a basement with all those miniatures.
This guy went on a Target.
Now listen, this is Target. This is the
exclusive. This is exclusive.
This is the exclusive. Ready?
I saw the bag, so the bag's
This is Target. It's Target. He's coming out of the bag, first time ever.
Yeah, he didn't even know what he bought. He just pulled it out.
This is Darth Maul's ship.
Oh,
look at that.
Yeah, it comes with Darth Maul and Qui-Gon Jinn down there.
Listen,
Target exclusive.
First of all, those are really super sweet. And I'll tell you, now imagine, Mike, this is for you. He doesn't even know what they get him. They just say, "Hey, Moose, come on down, pick it up. We got 3 bags for you."
Listen,
I mean, he just picks up the bag.
He just swipes the card and goes on.
Yeah,
he said 60, but he doesn't know he paid 120 for
it. Yeah, exactly right. 60 plus 60 finder.
I know that we've seen the Falcon and Winter Soldier trailer already. No, I meant Captain America's trailer.
Which one was it?
Look at this one. Look at this one.
That's cool.
Yeah,
now that's cool. Now, I'll tell you right now, that figure right there is $40.
It could be. I'm not quite sure.
He doesn't even see. He doesn't know.
It is. Magic Mike, I'm telling you, it is.
They have his card on file and they just charge it.
Hey, last 4 numbers, the same one.
This is the show and tell from last.
Yes, that's the one right there.
Nice.
Yeah. Hey, that's actually pretty big. Look at that.
Yeah, it's pretty large. And this book is a Marvel Encyclopedia. It's the Marvel Encyclopedia New Edition. Remember, I was telling Game Guy a little bit. So, like, you could get Iron Man, and he's a 2-pager, maybe a 3-pager,
right?
And then you have. Oh, I gotta flip the page.
There you go.
Oh, so he's a 4-pager. Sorry.
Oh, yeah. Don't sell him short. Don't sell him short.
And then like, so you go over here. And you got
the RDJ version.
You got J. Jonah Jameson with a full page.
Well, he's got a lot to talk about. They got a lot to talk about. That guy. He's been at least 4 movies.
I'm like, man, J. Jonah Jameson got 4 pages. And then you get these
Triple J.
And then you get this. And you get these characters, and then they're like, oh, they
get 2 paragraphs,
eighth of a page.
How many can we squeeze on there?
What's that?
How many can we squeeze on there? That's page.
No, it's 6. 6. You can get 6 up to a 6 to a page.
Oh,
yeah.
my goodness.
Yeah.
But so if you had to take a stab, did they cover everybody in there?
Juggernaut only gets half a page.
Well,
but if it's the Fox Juggernaut, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, you got to be JJJ if you want a full page, buddy.
Yeah, that's crazy. Here's Rick Jones. Who? Here's
I lost my train of thought there. I was like,
whoa, and then you got this person, Kane. He gets half a page. I'm like, Kane, what's this? Who's this? Some kind of Spider-Man variant.
Oh,
how does he get half a page? And Jason gets a full page.
Oh, it goes to show you, man. JJJ.
Kane or Kane?
Well, no, I said Kane. But however, I am also on the page of Kang, which
yeah.
We're gonna talk a little bit about Kang tonight. Actually, I'm gonna.
They didn't pull him.
He got full page. Got full page there. Hey, can I squeeze my tiny little show and tell in since you showed like half your room?
It's a whole room. Stop playing around. Okay,
wait a minute, Game God. I'm not gonna let that get by. Do you know how those little pictures got like an eighth of the page? That was not even an eighth of his room.
Yeah, I know. Yep.
Give it to me.
So a couple weeks ago, I had DeLorean Lego that I got. Right. So just to go in Star Wars fashion, I got the Millennium.
Oh yeah, that's the Millennium. That's the Target exclusive right there.
Target. That's the symbol right there. It is right there. It is the 25th anniversary of the Lego. It actually builds a Lego stand, which is actually pretty cool.
Yeah, that's like I had with the
R2D2.
R2D2. Yep.
Yeah. So this was actually pretty good. 900 and change in pieces. It's a couple hours, but yeah, this is really nice. Yeah. So and it isn't 25th anniversary unless you got one of those.
That's right. Yep.
They do have. There's I have another show and tell. I'm not going to show it this week. I'll save it.
Save it. Hey, I would have lost today. Battle of the show and tells. I lost.
Oh my god.
It was a Royal Rumble. I lost.
I don't even know why Moose says stuff like that. I got another show and tell. I'll just save it. His whole room is show and tell.
That's right. No, his whole room is a museum.
What I'm getting at is that we could do show and tell for the next 6 years.
We could
and not cover everything.
You're right.
He's like, oh, that's where it's at. Okay, yeah. I'll save that for next week.
Sometimes
I just picked this up about 3 years ago.
It's old. It's an old buy, but new to me.
Well, I have. So just so you know, there's 4 more items that I like to do on a show and tell, and I'll save them for the next 2 episodes.
So 2 of them were in the trunk. One was in the
One
closet.
is in the trunk. One is in the trunk. And the 3, they're we'll save for those. All right.
Hey, I want you to know, Magic Mike. He opened the truck today. He was like, "Oh snap! I got some more."
I forgot about these.
Now listen, hey, you know what he hasn't checked yet? He hasn't checked for the spare where he used to keep the spare tire. He forgot about that spot.
Yeah, that's exactly right. There ain't no tire there no more. That's right. You got to lift it up.
That's where I put my speaker. I put my speaker.
There's 3 more items there.
All right. Let's get started. Let's get this podcast started so we can talk about this podcast. So we got a lot to talk about tonight. And if you have joined us in the chat room, I see Kenny there in the chat room. But if you haven't seen Deadpool and Wolverine, that's my fault. That's my fault. If you haven't seen Deadpool, and then you probably
we got demonetized already.
We
got demonetized when you said it.
Let's see.
He's figuring out. Is it this button? Hit that button.
Yep. No, I'm just getting the right stuff. You ready to go? You guys ready?
Right stuff,
Let's
baby.
Step by step. Here we go. Bye. Little preview of tonight. Yeah. Hold on. I'm trying to find my cursor now. Hold on. It left me. I'm on. Oh, I got it. It's on it's on screen 3. Here we go. All right, if you haven't seen it already, Deadpool and Wolverine, well, this episode, we're going to have some spoilers, so do not join this episode till after you've seen the movie. We're going to talk about San Diego Comic-Con first, 2024. Have some trailers to talk about. We'll wait for the movie to the end. But all this and well, whatever else you want to talk about.
According to Wikipedia, a nerd is a person seen as overly intellectual, obsessive, introverted, or lacking social skills. Many so-called nerds are described as being shy, quirky, pedantic, and unattractive. We're here to prove Wikipedia right.
Oh, look who they let in.
This is Podcast for Sci-Fi, where all things sci-fi come to life. If it's fantasy, sci-fi, gaming, movies, interviews, we're talking about it. We're talking about it. This is Podcast for Sci-Fi. And here's your host, Moose, Game God, and Magic Mike.
Welcome to Podcast for Sci-Fi, where all things sci-fi come to life. Episode number 441. With everybody in the house. And when I say everybody, I mean everybody. Here we go. This is
that's the kind of night we're having tonight, huh, Moose?
That's about to happen.
That's the night we're having tonight. Okay.
That's it.
That. Are we running the delay or is it just the
well, they won't let us do it. We have to be on a delay. They make us do that. We're on a 7-second delay, so we have to.
For the West Coast.
For the West Coast.
Yeah, that's what it's for.
East Coast get it straight on.
Right there. They know where to cover that one.
Yeah. Yeah. Welcome, everybody. Thanks for joining us. If you've joined us live in the chat room at Facebook or YouTube, thanks for joining us. And if you haven't joined us live, well, you can do that every Tuesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Join us. And you can feel free to ad lib to whatever we're talking about. Tonight, we're going to start talking about some of the stuff that we kind of are the precursor to the Deadpool and Wolverine movie. Everything else that happened at San Diego Comic-Con. Not everything, just some things. How about that? Some of the trailers.
Some of the stuff.
You probably saw some of the stuff already.
I'm sure.
What was what trailer did you like the most, Game God? Out of all the not the trailers we talked about last week, but the new trailers. Is there anyone that just stood out for you? You're like, that one really did it for me.
All right, so since you're asking me, and you're not asking Magic Mike, we're gonna start.
Magic Mike. I talked to you.
Okay, thank you, sir. I'm gonna go with the one that really stood out for me. Rings of Power.
Okay, stop right there. All right, let me ask Magic Mike. Magic Mike, was there a trailer that really stood out for you that you really enjoyed? That just kind of stands out that says, I got to watch this.
So you're asking me, you're not asking Game God? Is
That's
that what
correct.
you're okay? Listen, I didn't see the trailer for the Rings of Power, but I can tell you I loved the first episode of the Rings of Power that we got to see. That was awesome. That's probably my favorite of all that we did see coming through.
You know, I
Did
got
you see any other ones? Did you see any other trailers, Moose?
I got to tell you, well, yeah, I did. I saw a couple more, but the one that stood out for me, Rings of Power season 2, unbelievable. This thing, it looks straight on. Like I can't wait to see this. This is so exciting. If you're a Rings of Powers fan, I don't know if that's a proper S or not, but if you're, it's just super good. The trailer looked amazing, and it looked like Lord of the Rings quality, didn't it?
Yes. Now I gotta tell you. So the first one, I think we split the first season, right? It started good, kind of fizzed out, or it started bad, or I thought the first. I remember it ending really well, season 1 for me.
Yeah.
And so, but it's been so long since we've seen season 1 that I almost forgot that this show was there. So when I saw this trailer, for a second I was like, "Oh wow, they're making another Lord of the Rings movie."
Yeah. So when you saw the trailer, I bet you thought, "Oh, this is that Wheels of Time."
Hey, so I really love the fact that now if you watch the first season, it's a little bit you got to be into the lore of Lord of the Rings to kind of get into it, right? Because there's a lot of lore, even though it's not. Some people argue that it wasn't. But the second season now is really starting to connect to the movies, right? And the rings are now out there, and you see Sauron's his name is thrown around like it's just a common name, and you just see everything that's reminiscent of Lord of the Rings. You see everything. Like I think I even saw the Balrog, or it was in there.
You did, yeah.
So you're like, wow, I got goosies watching it, right? Because I'm like, Now I know Magic Mike is like he saw the whole first episode, and I'll let him talk about the episode in detail in a second. But I gotta tell you, I think this is just the tip of the iceberg. What they show us, I think there's so much more that we're gonna get out of this.
Oh, I agree. I joke about it, but it was almost like a 4-minute trailer, like 3 minutes and 50 something seconds. But this is a great trailer. I could have sat down and continued. They just should have kept it on a loop there and watched it over and over again. This looks so good, and I really like Elrond and the way he's progressing, because in the first season, you're like, okay, this is who it is. I get it. But right now in that trailer, he's like, he doesn't give in to anything. No. He's not being tricked or nothing. He's just straight up going, listen, you better watch yourself. And he knows what he's talking about. He knows what he's doing. You start to see the mature Elrond and how he's coming into his character. He looks so good. He
definitely looks like he's matured in this. I mean, all the characters look like they've I don't want to say grown, but they've grown into their role. Like they feel like true Lord of the Ring characters now.
It literally is that season 1 versus season 2 kind of show where you go back and watch any of your old shows that you really love and watch season 1. I don't care what you watch. Watch season 1, then watch season 2, and season 2 just is so much better. You know, they're into their character better. It's just you go, oh wow, they got it. They got it. They got the depth of that character or whatever it is that they got, and they're doing well with it. So, man, it looks terrific. Elrond looks like the Elrond that you love from the original trilogy. Sauron, you go, oh wow, look who we have here. You know,
exactly right.
Who
is this man?
Right,
shows his face. Yeah.
I love it when he goes, I'll handle him. All right.
No, that ain't gonna be that way.
Well, I mean, we're gonna see. We're gonna see.
Who is this man?
I love it. I love it. So, anyway, that was certainly a really good trailer. One of the other trailers came out was Borderlands, the movie. And in this, what's your take on this, Magic Mike? You're not a Borderlands player.
I am not.
So you really don't know. I mean, you haven't played it, so you're like, well, let's see. What is it? You watched it. What's your first impression?
So the trailer looks okay. It doesn't look bad, but it looks okay not knowing anything about the game. But the cast looks great, and that's what I'm really excited to see. I mean, we have some people earlier. There's Cate Blanchett, Jamie Lee Curtis, Jack Black, some really cool cast members in there, and I really am looking forward to just getting into it, because they did a good job. I'm not saying I enjoyed it, because I don't understand some of those things, but as a standalone for myself, it looked like a good sci-fi trailer. That's something you want to watch.
Interesting. All right, from somebody who's played at least a little bit of the Game God. What do you think of the movie versus the game, and how did you think the trailer came across?
All right, okay. Thank you for letting the amateurs speak first. Let's talk about the professionals here. Okay, so Borderlands, I beat all 3 games and their spin-offs. Right, there's 2 spin-offs. So I beat all of them, right? And this movie here, I don't know what Borderlands trailer you watched. This is Jumanji 3 because this is what it felt like to me. This looks, they put Claptrap in there thinking that, oh, let's throw this in there and then it's Borderlands. Because that's the only thing besides the bandit that looks like a Borderlands. They got all the characters wrong. I hear what you're saying. If you're going by the name Magic Mike, they got a good cast, right?
Well, what I was not having anything about the game, right?
No, I get it. So if you look at the names, the people, Jamie Lee Curtis, you mentioned some names, Jack Black, right? Kevin Hart's in it. So you're like, oh man, that sounds like it's got to be good, right? But you put those names and the characters they're supposed to play, and it turns to poop. Man, listen, we're on a delay. Hit the button for me.
My bad.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Thank you. It's trash. The whole thing was garbage. This movie has been done for a while. I don't know if they did retakes or reshoots or if they're just pushing it back or they're thinking twice about releasing it because I think this is gonna bomb. I think they spent a lot of money on this. This has nothing to do with Borderlands except for the fact of the name and Claptrap. That's it. I think this movie's garbage. Garbage, basura.
Well, here we go. I'm not even sure what that means, so I'm going to take it as disrespect. What I'm going to say is, I have not played all of the games. I have played probably, I don't know, maybe 15 minutes of Borderlands. Really, I've okay, that's cool. Okay, I'm out of here. I'm familiar with the main person you see on the cover of the trailer of the cover of the game. I know that face. Yeah, I know exactly. Oh, that's from Borderlands. Or you see the other girl with the purple
Lilith.
Yes. So the minute I see her, I go, okay, I got it. Borderlands. And cosplaying, we've been to many cons when Borderlands was in its heyday. We saw so many. Even made up characters through, Borderlands type of art.
Right.
And that's okay. But I got to tell you, I was not impressed with the trailer. I was so unimpressed with the trailer comparing it to Borderlands, unlike Magic Mike, who says, I don't know that, I couldn't tell you. It looks like an okay movie. I don't know anything about it. To somebody who has played a little bit, to somebody who's played a lot, I just don't think it's going to fly. I just think it's going to flop. And, I'm a little concerned about it. As a matter of fact, I'm so concerned that I probably won't see it.
Interesting.
Yeah, I'm definitely not gonna see. You know what? I'm gonna wait till it streams on Tubi because I don't think it's even worth watching it on Netflix or Paramount Plus, whatever it's gonna come on.
Well, if you already have the service, but now here's what I would agree with you. I won't go see this either at the theater.
Okay.
And that's interesting to how you guys are saying this, and I think it's important to note because if you're going to call it after a video game, it needs to be made after a video game.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like a video game. The jokes, even the jokes. Now, Borderlands has some funny jokes. The games, right? Some funny. There's some, they make fun of the scenarios and stuff like that. Man, the jokes were so flat in the trailer. Like it just, it's fun. It's bad when you laugh at the person who's laughing. That's the funny part. The guy who laughs is the funny part, not the joke. Yeah. So you're right, Moose. This is opening weekend, 40 million.
Yeah, I agree.
Oh, I agree with that. Y'all make it sound like 40 million is decent nowadays. Y'all saying it might be okay. The way you're talking, I would say like 12 or 15.
No, I think 40 and that's it. I think that's.
Oh, I got you.
40 and then an 80% decline.
Yeah, I think it drops off after that. So
yeah. Well, I'll tell you what doesn't drop off. You should see the trailer for Star Trek Section 31.
No, I didn't see that.
Oh man, let me tell you something. Yeah, so I'm going to tell you what I think of it. No, Magic Mike, you go first.
No, you go first because you're less of a Star Trek fan.
Man,
oh, okay.
Thanks for letting me know that I missed it. I appreciate it. You guys are like stellar people. I love you guys.
Yeah, no worries. We won't spoil it for you. Don't worry about it. Hey, I'll tell you, Section 31. Yeah, beat me all through it. Yeah. Man, it did not feel like a Star Trek trailer. It did not feel like a Star Trek. It did not. Now, from what I remember in Discovery, Section 31 is the covert ops, the black ops of Star Trek, right?
Okay.
So a lot of secrecy, a lot of darkness, real gritty. Man, I felt this was like a club, a rave. It was like a dance party. I feel like I was watching Tron for a second, in the club scene. It doesn't. What's her name? Philippa? Is that? Did I say her name right?
Yep.
She doesn't even come across as the mean person that we know from it was Moose. Don't watch it, Moose. Don't watch the trailer. Go ahead, Magic Mike.
Okay, Moose, you have to watch the trailer because you're a Star Trek fan. You have to. You can't not.
Yeah.
That's like asking GameBot if he's going to watch Transformers 1.
Oh, it's coming.
But listen, GameGod is 100% right.
Really?
This is not only does it not feel like a Star Trek, there is no way this is even close to a Section 31. Section 31 is
Section
their
32.
spies. These are the
Yeah.
They missed the floor. They went one floor too many.
That's right. Yeah. You don't feel like there's anything like that at all. There's no going behind people's back, disguising who you are. It doesn't feel like any of that stuff. And I was very disappointed with where they're going with this because this is, and you could say, well, this is the start of it. I don't know what they're trying to say with it, but this is not a Section 31 that we're familiar with. And it doesn't feel like a Star Trek. You just have, it just says Section 31. You're like, oh, it must be Star Trek, I guess.
Listen,
but yeah, it's disappointing, but Moose, you'll watch it, but just
watch it, Moose, and then report back next week. But I'm gonna tell you right now, just to end it there, I read something. Don't let them fool you. I read something that says Star Trek Section 31 looks like John Wick in space. Don't let them lie to you. Don't let them lie to you. Don't let them lie to you, man. That's clickbait. Don't click on that
Section 31, by the way. It's not. It's not John Wick.
It's not. So we saved you. As a matter of fact,
I'll tell you this, Moose. Section 31 that we got in Deep Space Nine is better than this.
And listen, and I don't know what that is, so take his word for it.
What about Section 31 from Enterprise?
No, this is better than what we got in this trailer.
All right.
Pick any Section 31. It's better than this one. Pick Section 31 from Monsters Inc. It's better than this one.
Yeah. Section 3 also better than this.
Yeah. It's
they weren't even
unbelievable. And I'll tell you this much. It was better than the trailer for it was worse than the trailer for Transformers 1. I tell you, the second trailer for Transformer 1 came out, and I know you. I told you guys I've seen it because I'm the Transformer spokesperson here, and so they came out with a second trailer for Transformer 1. The Optimus Prime, Megatron friendship, My Little Pony movie. Let me tell you, they doubled down. It got worse. It got worse. And what's sad is that Chris Hemsworth is the voice, and you want it to be good.
He's doing the voice of Optimus Prime, and I got to tell you, Peter Cullen, who did the original voice to Optimus Prime, is so iconic to me. And I know at some point in time, he's just not going to be doing voice
AI.
Yeah, that's what they should.
What's
AI though?
They should do AI. You know what's worse than the trailer for Transformers 1 is the fact that GameGod duped me into watching it. That's the problem. Because I got nothing out of this, nothing more than I gotten from the first one. The first one was bad enough.
Moose, someone had to be there with me, man. Someone had to be there. I saved you twice, Moose. Saved you twice. This is don't even bother. This is not even true. And when I went to go see, by the way, Deadpool that we're gonna talk later, they had these big giant poster boards of Transformers 1 for it to come out.
Yeah,
man. Save your money. Don't even ask. You know how they usually give those away, or they raffle those out because people want them. I bet you they can't get rid of those.
Nah, somebody will take it. Somebody will like it. Somebody liked the Michael Bay ones. You did, I think.
No, don't. Hit that button again. Beep! Go ahead, hit that button.
Okay, well let's move into some of the San Diego stuff because time is flying right by us. So, how about some of the stuff that was announced in San Diego Comic-Con? So we've got, first of all, I read a report that said Harrison Ford hasn't been this active since Indiana Jones. Like this is the most excitement we've seen out of him since Indiana Jones. From 1984.
That's a good thing
because he acted like Red Hulk.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm not going to jump to the end of all the big announcements. I know GameGod wants to. I know Magic Mike wants to. Well, we're not doing that. We're not doing it. What else did you hear out of San Diego? Is there anything exciting that you heard? You go, oh wow, I'm excited that I heard this. Other than Chris Hemsworth doing the voice of Optimus Prime, I mean, was there anything else really?
Well, I think Magic Mike might be excited about this. This is a Doctor Who spinoff.
No, I'm not excited about it at all.
Okay, sorry.
So I can't say what I'm excited about. But I will say that we find out a couple of things that just aren't. You guys are going to be disappointed. That's all I can say. Because we find out that the enemy or the enemy, the bad guy for what's that movie? Oh my gosh, I'm sorry, I just forgot everything that I was just.
I'll help you.
The villain for Brave New World. My apologies. And it's a character called Sidewinder.
Oh, that's Giancarlo.
Yeah, but it's the character Sidewinder. That's who the villain is.
Oh,
you're gonna get excited about that? Who's Sidewinder?
Yeah, I like him.
I bet you in the Marvel Encyclopedia. Let's see how many. What's the best?
Hey, he's got a full page. I think he's got a full page. Hey, so I know the other announcement. While you look for the full page.
Hey, go ahead.
So did you see something with drones? They did something with drones.
They did something with drones, which was a very cool thing. Of course, tell us what they did.
So they announced a big baddie.
A big baddie for one of the big. Matter of fact, it's in our logo, right?
Are you going to the end right now?
No. We're not going to that end. We're going to the end before the end.
Okay.
So they pulled out they announced the bad guy for the Fantastic Four movie.
Right. Okay. And guess who it is?
It's an easy guess because I think it's the only bad guy people relate Fantastic Four to. And that is
not true. Keep going.
Like he says in Marvel Snap, Neo to Galactus.
Yes,
so Galactus is the bad guy in Fantastic Four, and also they also brought out more information about the Silver Surfer, who's also going to be played by, I believe it's not the original Silver Surfer, but his wife. That's so it's gonna be I forgot her name, Shala Ka or something like that. I butchered the name.
Yes,
but it's probably in that book too, by the way. Probably in that book too.
Yes.
About the Fantastic Four piece though, they also announced they gave a hint to what the name's gonna be. And I don't like the name. And the reason why I don't like the name is because I'm afraid we're gonna get a origin story again.
No, they said it's not.
Because they call it First Steps.
No, but they said it's not an origin story. They did say it wasn't an origin story. So it's just Fantastic Four First Steps. Come on now.
Okay. Yeah, the first steps.
So just for the record, I've looked through the Marvel Encyclopedia New Edition. I have no Sidewinder.
I heard. Hey, Magic Mike, don't let him fool you. I heard something in the back. He was ripping the page out.
I mean, how do you make that a character, a bad guy in a Captain America movie? How?
Hey, I don't know, but I just Googled it and it came out with no information found.
There you go. So I'm a little concerned about that. And that doesn't make me happy. Let's see. We had so Galactus came up in the drone thing in the back. So it was huge, big Galactus helmet come up, and that was really nice.
That was really cool.
That was really cool.
I mean, listen, to watch 800, 900 drones or whatever now is, it's cool in itself. But when you see something like that you can relate to, it's even that much more cool.
Yeah,
that was really cool. Yeah, and the Russo brothers are back. Oh, sorry, Moose. I didn't know you were going.
No, I'm scared about that. That Russo brother combination scares me a little bit.
Well, I mean, they did the Infinity War series there.
It scares me a little bit. I'm not saying somebody else should take the helm. I'm just saying it scares me a little bit because I don't know where they're going to go. We saw some of that go away in the first, when Marvel was first being adapted to all of the big screen. We saw some of the missteps of Marvel and taking bad guys and doing other things with them, and you go like, wait a minute, that's not exactly how that should have happened.
Yeah.
I'm a little afraid also that Galactus is going to be just too much of a character, and there's just no real bad guy because you're not going to be able to defeat Galactus.
Galactus has never been defeated.
Yeah.
He's only chosen to say, you know what, I'm bored. I'm out.
Yeah.
Well, you guys have said that in the past because you're like, where do you go from Thanos? And if you go to Galactus, what are you doing with that? How's that going to work out?
Right.
Well, here's my thought process. They tried to do something with the Eternals and the Celestials and stuff like that, and that fell flat, right? So they're like, oh, we went too big, too far out. So let's bring it back in. And so now they're going with Galactus. Here's the problem, and it's something I read a long time ago, is that when Marvel was growing up, when they were a wee little lad, when the MCU was a wee little lad, right, in its infancy, they were willing to invest and build characters, right? Yeah. They were willing to say, here's a character, we're just going to give you 5 minutes at the end of every film and let you run with what you think you want to run with, right? Because if you remember, the first time they showed Thanos is not what he looked like at the very end.
Oh, that's correct. Right?
right? So,
Matter of fact, it was a completely different actor.
yes,
Yep.
absolutely right. And that's because Thanos they didn't know that storyline yet. They just threw that out there to see if it worked, right?
And it did.
And it did, and they got rich off of it, right?
Yes.
Now here, fast forward 2024, they have no bad guys in development.
None.
Nobody
Well,
that they invested in.
They did. They went with Kang, and I believe they're going to go away from Kang. I believe.
Why is that? Why is that?
Yes,
What do
they
you
are
have?
going away from Kang, Moose.
No. Well, why
make
is
the
that?
announcement, Moose. Make the announcement.
No, I just listen. No, I'm not making it yet. Okay, I should. You know what? I just should. I'm going to get right to it. They are going to go away from Kang. I think they're departing from that whole piece, and I think that's why they bring in other, old new blood, and they're going with Doctor Doom.
Yes.
Which Dr. Doom is exciting.
That is exciting, and we all know that good guys are only good as they're the bad guy in the film. And in this case, they made a special announcement, so they have these dooms up on the stage. They filled the card there. They played the card in Marvel Snap. Boom, they put it down. Goes everywhere. But here's the deal.
Behold, I am Doom.
Here's the deal. The main Doom came from the back, and they made the announcement. He took off his mask, and it was none other than Robert Downey Jr. playing Dr. Doom. Now, Doomsday is what the film is called. Now, I got news for you. Okay. I'm concerned. I'm concerned.
Let us know why you're concerned, Moose. Why are you concerned?
It's RDJ. Can you see him playing another role in Marvel other than Iron Man? I'm not saying he doesn't have the acting ability. I'm saying, can you separate him from Iron Man?
I can.
Now, are they going for a different Earth a piece on that though? I mean, wasn't there in one of the comics that there was like a Iron Man,
an Iron Man variant of Doctor Doom? Yep.
Well, there's been several crossovers, meaning that Iron Man and Doctor Doom have fought. They fought together. They fought against each other. Then there's also been an Iron Man version of Doctor Doom, and Doctor Doom trapped Iron Man. There's been few different things like that. But to your point, Moose, is that I don't need to do that because don't need to know that. It's a little deeper than I want to go for the MCU universe.
Yeah.
And I'm going to echo exactly what you said, which is I know that he could pull it off, but I see him as Iron Man.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a problem because he died as Iron Man in our eyes and in our hearts. Yeah. And here he is coming back as Dr. Doom.
Yeah.
Here's the mistake. It shows that Marvel and Disney is desperate right now.
They are. They
are
back, but not in the Iron Man outfit, in a Doctor Doom outfit.
Yeah,
and
it shows that they're
like,
desperate.
oh no, we got to do something. Who do we do? What do we do? We go for the biggest name that we had, and who brought us the most revenue. And they,
and that's the mistake. Is it wasn't his name that brought the revenue the first time. He was the character. That's what
Iron Man.
He was Iron Man. He was Tony Stark.
Yeah.
I am Iron Man. Now, here's the problem with that as well. I'm going to triple down on you guys on this one. Is that the one who wins here is RDJ.
Yes, all day long.
That dude better be getting 70 million because I came once. I saved the franchise. No, I mean, but he can't be making less than 50. I think he was making 50 as Iron Man. So if he's gonna come back and do Doctor Doom and revitalize them, because that's essentially what they're telling us is RDJ is he saved Infinity War, he saved the world from Thanos, he's gonna save the MCU. And that's what they did. And I can tell you it's a cop out. It's we don't want to take the time to find someone who can play. There's so many good actors.
So many
you can play who can play Doctor Doom. And I dare say there's probably actors out there who can do it better than RDJ. Right? Because RDJ
I don't see him as Doctor Doom, by the way.
No, he's not.
Maybe he can fool me. Maybe he can fool me.
Have you seen RDJ in a bad evil scientist type of role? Have you seen, what did you see him doing that with? What James Bond film did you see him in?
I think he was in Weird Science, and that's what he played. That's what he played.
He was in The Fly. Yeah. But that's what scares me. And I'm excited that RDJ's back, but I'm not excited that he's Doctor Doom. I almost feel like they're gonna ruin Doctor Doom. I mean, I would have been more excited if Doctor Doom was Galactus and they use his voice. It's like,
well, Because here's the concern. I mean, there's so many. Here's one of the concerns. So he's Doom, and then by the end of the movie, he turns good. Because you can see them going that direction. No, we don't want any of that. We want a true bad guy in Doctor Doom.
He's in 2 movies. He's in Secret Wars, and he's in the other one, Doomsday or whatever. Yeah. So listen, good move, bad move. I think it's a bad move. I think it's a horrible move, to be quite honest with you. And I just think that it's not a good sign.
I'm going to play Moose here and say, if they don't do it right, it's not going to be a good move. It won't be.
It beat you to it. It beat you to it. Moose. You can't say.
You know what? That is you are absolutely right, and I couldn't agree with you more, Magic Mike. I wish you'd have really thought of that and some of the other stuff that we've been reviewing over the years. And that's a very great stance. I love that.
So if he did it right, it's going to be good. But if he doesn't do it right, it's a bad move.
Yes, that is exactly right. That's what I said. And by the way, Magic Mike, he was in Weird Science, just so you know.
No, he wasn't Weird Science, but he was not a Weird Science guy. He was
in Weird Science.
Yes, he was an evil scientist.
Well, he might as well been.
He was a bystander.
That's no.
Yes, he was. He was like, "Oh, we want what you created. We're going to sit here and watch you create one for us."
That's right. He was part of. He was part of the.
He just sat there and watched.
You know what? I'm gonna give you guys a hot take right now. I'm gonna tell you that Harrison Ford as the Red Hulk will do better than RDJ as Dr. Doom.
Wow.
Wow. I tell you that right now.
You're right. I don't know if you're right about that. Matter of fact, I think Harrison Ford is going to do really well in the role that he has. I don't know as far as Red Hulk. I mean, certainly, how much of Harrison Ford are you going to see in Red Hulk?
His face.
Now hold on. Okay, so
it's going to be Hulk face.
So are you saying his character? Period.
His character. His character.
Okay, that's a different statement. That's a different statement.
President Thaddeus Ross.
Yes.
Who does become the Red Hulk?
Yes,
but Thaddeus Ross. I think his character is going to be better than Dr.
All right, this leaves us 15 minutes for Deadpool and Wolverine. Maybe 20.
Wow. Oh, nice. You're generous.
What do you you spent
Where do we start? Where do we start?
So much time talking about stuff that you purchased and not all right. So we went and see this. Can we do a little? Do you have any numbers for over the weekend?
I do, but I'm going to let you guys talk first. Go ahead.
Oh, good. Okay, because I was, I think if you remember, we guessed at this a while back.
Did we?
Of what the numbers or what the opening was going to be, and I think I was the highest out of all of you, if I'm not mistaken.
I think he was mistaken.
I know I went pretty high. I think we all went pretty high.
No, he doesn't jump on my bandwagon.
No, see, Moose is now he's making stuff up. What do you think? What do you think I said then, Moose?
Yeah, let's see. Yeah, Moose. What did he say?
He said lower than me, is what he said. That's what he said.
All right, so let's all agree.
I'm not saying I wasn't lower than you, Moose, but I'm saying we were all high.
I said I was the highest.
We were all high. You said no, you weren't.
So what did you say, Moose? Do you remember?
I think I said, if I'm not mistaken, I think I said 120, 130.
Actually, you didn't.
Actually, I did.
No, you didn't. Moose, you were higher than that. I do remember because
I think I said like 150.
Because I know Moose was up there.
Oh no, I did say higher because you were like really that much, and I was like,
exactly. You were higher. Yeah,
I was. You're right. You're right, man.
Yeah.
First time.
First
time. Let me tell you this before you call out the numbers, just to prove Moose's point. When I haven't seen this in I don't know how long, probably since Infinity War and Endgame. As I come into the parking lot of the theater, it was chaos. I mean, I couldn't even get through by the front of it to go park.
Oh, you are so right. The line at the concession stands were long. Oh, man. I'm like, what is this, pre-COVID? I'm like, what is going on here? I went into the theater. I had to say, excuse me. Yeah. And I sat in between people. I can't remember the last time people sat next to me in a movie theater.
I usually have rows for myself.
Yeah, I think Moose said like 170 or 180. I think he said.
I think I said 150. I think Moose might have said 180. Anyway, so let's go out and just say the obvious things. It was the highest R-rated opening of all time, both worldwide and domestic. Right? So highest R-rated movie opening of all time for both worldwide and domestic. And so that's first and foremost, right?
All right, lay it on me.
So domestic, 211 million domestic.
Oh my goodness.
211 million.
Can you swing that?
We gotta find that recording.
Just so you know, it beats the previous record that Deadpool had for an R-rated movie.
Yeah.
The previous one was 132.
Wow.
Right,
Smash.
so smash it worldwide. Worldwide, Mr. Worldwide, 444 million worldwide.
Wow.
Right
now, here's the question I have for you guys: is it going to hit $1 billion?
No, I don't believe it will.
Okay,
I don't think it will. If it does, I would be absolutely shocked.
Yeah,
I think it will.
Here's the reason why. I think it's missing an audience. I think it's missing the kids' audience. I just think it's missing it, and that's the problem. That's the reason why I don't think it'll hit.
I agree with you, Moose. I think that was the opening weekend was the numbers it was going to hit, and I don't think it'll even do over 700.
Yeah, I agree with you.
It's number 6 highest domestic opening weekend of all time.
Mm-hmm.
Right, so so I think Marvel is like the first 5 or maybe the first 4.
Yeah.
So listen, no surprise once you go there and you start watching it. Now, can I tell you they'll make money if they re-release this without the language?
Are you kidding? No, they won't. It'll be a 5-minute episode.
It'll be on the you can watch it in between credits.
Yeah.
Can I ask you guys, how did Disney sign off on this movie?
I don't know.
Because
they signed up on this a long time ago when they even went to Disney Plus channel, when they even went to they called it something different. You could put codes in there. They started pulling in other movies. That's when they signed off on that, by the way.
It's very strange because obviously they say a very derogatory things in the movie about lots of different stuff.
Yes.
Definitely not kid friendly. No, there's no question there. If you were thinking about taking your kid, you've probably seen this. This is the spoiler event for this podcast. So if you we said that at the beginning. If you haven't seen Deadpool and Wolverine, well, this is definitely a spoiler for the rest of the way. But obviously there's lots of language. They make fun of lots of stuff, and specifically they make fun of Disney. And so I'm surprised they even allowed that to happen. I'm not sure how they signed off on it, unless there was somebody that said, "Hey, just wait,
news is news." Spotlight is spotlight.
Listen, just to kind of go another.
They crushed 20th Century Fox in it too. So
big. Hey,
but they lose to do that.
Yeah, I thought one of the funniest parts was when he said, "I'm Marvel Jesus," right? And then he goes, "Give me a second," and he runs to the back and he grabs the camera and he tells Fox, he says, "Fox," and he hit the headbutts the TV and basically telling Fox that I'm done with you. I'm with Marvel now. And so I thought that was pretty funny when he did that. But the language really, really does hurt it if you go in there thinking it's going to be anything but it. But, if you're watching Deadpool, I think at this point you know this.
Well, that's the thing. I saw a lot of kids in the theater, and I'm like, I just wouldn't. I wouldn't have done that. That's just me. I wouldn't have done that.
I wouldn't have done it either.
Listen, I saw the first one. I didn't see the second one. And even the first one, I didn't see all of it all the way through. But I can tell you that I did not expect what I got, meaning, so the beginning of it, bye, that was awesome. That was hilarious. But there's some things that are happening. All right. Well, I didn't expect that.
Let me clear the air a little bit here, because how in the world is he breaking the adamantium off of the rest of the body? Like I wasn't quite sure. Was he
breaking he's by the joints? He's breaking the joints.
The connections.
The connection.
Yeah, he was grabbing. Yeah, he was doing it from the joints. Yeah,
I'm like, well, he can't break the adamantium. He can't do that.
No.
So he's breaking them like a ligament that.
The elbow joint, shoulder joint. Yes.
All
right. So let's. I know we're what time we got time. So can we talk about some of the cameos that you saw in this movie?
You're gonna jump right to the cameos. Okay.
All right. Well, what do we got? Like 5 minutes left? 10 minutes left?
No.
Are we good on time?
Well, we got plenty of time. I mean,
okay.
All right. So before you get to the individual cameos, I just got to say, a lot of times we feel like, there's a lot of fanfare there, but I love this fanfare piece. I love the cameos.
Jump into the cameos again. All right. So I didn't realize that he was going to interrupt you
to talk about cameos. That's Game Out Part 2.
Yeah. Geez.
I feel like you're getting spoilers. Like, I've gotten those many a times from Moose.
Podcast for Sci-Fi Jesus right here. Listen.
Hey, you got to do what you got to do.
Sure. I'm not sure that I'm not sure. I love the cameos. So I think we all did. I think we all did. And I'll talk about them specifically here in just a minute. But just kind of the intro to it started off with a bang. I was a little concerned it was going to drag at first. I was like, are they going to get into this? And it did. It kind of did drag after that point. It was a little like, why are they setting this story up this way? And then they gave it right back to you like, oh, this is what you came here for. And I think they even mentioned that in the film, like this is why you came to see this movie or something like that. You know?
Yes. When they go to fight.
Yeah. So I think that's kind of funny. But
it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
Right. Let's see. I mean, where do you start? Do you think that the TVA? Do you think that was done well when they introduced the TVA into this particular film?
So, and the reason why I brought the cameos up was to go this direction, to say that this is the part I loved about the movie. And as you're saying, the rest of it, it felt cluttered a little bit. The storyline itself felt a little cluttered. And the TVA, maybe they didn't feel the need to really introduce it because of Loki, but it felt like it was just thrown in there to say, oh yeah, why not? Because we can. Here's the multiverse.
Yeah.
Well, I think the TVA was well used here, and I think it more so. I think it felt like it was better. It was used better here than it was for Loki itself. To be quite honest with you, I know that if it wasn't for Loki, we wouldn't have the TVA. But I think that it kind of bridges a lot of the story, right? It allows them to do some of the wildness that they do. They didn't go too much into why he can time travel and all this stuff and go to different multiverse, which I like. I didn't need all that. That's, it's that assumption that he can do it. I like that paradox. They had to have a person that was a bad person controlling, but it wasn't like he didn't overshadow anything. Like he was just there.
He definitely didn't overshadow, which you're right about that.
And it wasn't even needed, but
you didn't answer my question. So was the TVA?
I did. I thought it was used. I thought it used it well.
Don't you think that they seemed a little weak?
The TVA, but if it's after the fact that everything that happened, yeah, it fits it right. I think because after when Loki finished, the TVA was pretty much almost in shambles.
Okay.
Yeah, at the end of season 2 of the Loki, the TVA is not what it started with. So it was pretty.
But don't you think the TVA, if they are in charge of the timeline, don't you think they could go back and change whatever they want to change?
Yeah, I think so. I think you can, but I think for the sake of the story, you got to kind of close one eye.
Close one eye.
Close one eye.
Listen, what I was saying.
Listen, as I was sitting there, I wasn't thinking about it. Let's put it that way.
I was like, well, we just go get it. I don't know. I felt like it was like, and the same way with Loki. I felt like if you have this power, then it's like, you just go back. You just go do it again. Who cares?
Well, you're going down this road, Moose, but because at the beginning he's destroying the TVA, and then all of a sudden he just gets put into the void, just like that. Boom. It was that simple.
Yeah. Well, I just think it's kind of easy for the TVA to do certain things, and kind of like all powerful, but they're not. They just have the technology piece. And in Loki we learned that here are the masters of the TVA, but they weren't, and so it was like that kind of really was upsetting because it's like,
because there's no Kang.
What? Well, that's not why. But I did enjoy seeing all the different Wolverines and all the nods that they gave from all the different Wolverines.
Yes.
I really thought that was incredible.
I love the Robin Williams version. I loved it.
You know what? They should have. How about?
Oh, it was the short, hairy one, right? That's the one it was.
How about the? You know what? You're right. That is. But that's kind of like.
But the reason the reason why they pull that in there, because in the comic books at one point
like 5'2". Yeah. 5'3".
Yeah. So he was short. That was hilarious.
5'4", maybe 5'4". I'm not sure. But yeah. No, that was hilarious. But I take that Wolverine, by the way. He's a little bigger than Puck. And
not much.
But actually, I love the what did he say? He called him the Cavalry.
Yes, that was awesome.
It's true. It exists. He is. He's real.
I love that.
That was
I
great.
think-
That was cool.
By the way, Henry Cavill looked like he could play a Wolverine with no problem.
He did.
Oh,
Yes,
absolutely.
I
I like
big for
Patch.
Wolverine, but yeah,
Patch Wolverine.
Oh, it was great.
Patch Wolverine.
Right. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, that one. How about the Wolverine from
That
the
was his
Age of
name. That was
Apocalypse?
his name in comics. Pat.
Yeah, his
Yeah,
name was
yeah.
Patch.
Yeah.
And the one with no hand. With the,
Yeah,
with the,
that was great.
oh man,
That
I'm
was
like,
Apocalypse Wolverine,
Yep,
right?
yep.
yes.
Yeah.
And so in my mind, I'm like, are they actually going through every Wolverine that's out?
And
Like
they-
that
and they
was
did
so
almost
cool.
a lot
Yeah,
of them,
the Wolverine fighting the Hulk. That
Yeah.
that was awesome.
Yeah.
that was great. That was
You know,
great.
so it just goes to show it was like there's no Wolverine that wasn't a cool Wolverine, like, you know, and then he finds the Wolverine that wasn't, you know. So it's like that was pretty funny. So when you go that you know, you go to all the Wolverines, he finds this Wolverine. And so I was a little lost for a second. Which Wolverine is this Wolverine that he found that was so bad? You know, like was he from a
timeline that didn't show up? And
Okay.
I
I thought I missed something there. I'm like,
No.
is this making fun of one of the Wolverines from the movies? Like,
No,
okay.
no, he just chose
Okay.
not to participate in this particular timeline.
Okay. So that was that. So here we go. We go into the void, right? I want to
Yeah.
get into the void, right?
Let's go. I like the void.
And so we get into the void. We're like, okay, what's going on? You see all these things in the background. You see
Yeah.
the 20th Century Fox.
You see the helmets, Thor's helmet right there.
Yep, Thor's
Yeah.
helmet.
Shield. Yes.
Yep. You saw the shield. You see things like one of the carcass from the Chitauri, like that
Yes.
big giant
Yeah,
aliens
yeah,
was in there.
yep.
Yeah. So you see a bunch of stuff there. So you're like, oh man. So the whole time I'm in the void, I'm not even looking at them at
I'm
this
not
point.
even
I'm looking at the
I'm looking
background.
all around. Yes.
That's
exactly.
exactly right.
I'm looking at the background. So then we finally get some people in the void, and we saw this. Where you saw the Toad, you saw Sabretooth. We saw this in the trailer. You saw Lady Deathstrike, Callisto.
Mhm.
So you saw a bunch of people. What we didn't see in the trailer, which was kind of crazy, was when he goes, "Is it him? Is it him?" And he got all excited. He's like, "Is it him?" And listen,
yes.
I sat there and I leaned over and I said, "It's Captain America. It's Captain America." I was like,
Yes.
"Everybody!" I was like,
Everybody
"It's
thought that.
the captain is here." And then when he pulled
Say
his
it.
hat,
Say it. He's gonna
when
say
he put
it.
his when he put his when he put his head, I'm like, "It's him." And then when he turned on fire, I was like, "Wait a minute."
Yeah. When he's like,
Oh, you missed the punchline.
Avengers Assemble. And then he's like,
Yes.
Yeah,
Flame on.
exactly right. He's thinking, what? So I did the same face as he did. I'm like, well,
Yeah.
wait, what? What's going on?
I
But
thought it was great.
loved it.
I thought that was great.
Loved it. How much you think they paid Chris Evans to do that, by the way?
$50 million. I'm not sure.
Well, I read that the
He
only
was
reason
great.
he did it
Real
was because it was Ryan Reynolds. He said
Oh,
he
really?
wouldn't have done it. Yeah, he said he wouldn't have
Interesting.
done it for anywhere else. He said the only reason he put that suit on and played that character was for Ryan Reynolds.
Listen.
And
Go ahead.
And what I gathered, and a lot of this you'll see is a lot of people will say is they've gone back to these roles because Ryan Reynolds asked them, and it was Ryan Reynolds.
That's
So
cool.
you'll see. So that's cool. That means he's a good guy. So I took the first cameo. I'm going to toss it over to Magic Mike. Go ahead, give me your cameo.
One of the ones that didn't come back as a role is a new role, and we've talked about, or has been talked about before, as a person who was going to play this character. Never came.
Oh, you're going to talk about that
Did
guy?
here. Talk about
Jeez.
Gambit.
Yeah.
And this is the first time we see him. I gotta say, it was exciting to see that just because the talk was there, right?
Right.
I think
You
he's,
know what? He sounded so much better than what I thought he could have.
he
would have sounded.
did. He did.
I was really happy with it. And of course, they made fun of that.
Yeah, of course. What
Yeah.
did he say?
What
Yeah,
did he say?
exactly.
I thought that was great.
But watching him with the cards, so we got to see more of his powers in that because we haven't really seen that other than animation. We didn't see it in any of the previous movies.
I've never seen it in live. Yeah.
Right, exactly. And so
Can I tell you though, he looked bad.
the suit?
I think he looked bad.
He
I think-
think he looked bad.
I think he looked
He looked just
Come
like he would have in the animation. He
Listen.
looked just like out of the cartoon, bro.
he looked like he was dad bod in Gambit suit.
oh,
he was
wow.
he
Come
looked like
on.
he was popping. He looked like mayonnaise coming out of a
When
sandwich.
you're
Come on,
standing
man.
next to these other people who are,
He looked out of
steel.
shape, man. You don't think he looked out of shape?
Hell, come on! How could you tell that?
This definitely wasn't the step up Channing Tatum. I tell you that
You
much.
can't
It
even
wasn't
say his
this one.
name right. You don't
Hey.
listen.
Nope.
Stop complaining. Yeah, no, that I loved how he was throwing the cards. We got to see his explosions. I was really excited because Gambit, everybody loves Gambit. We don't get to see him very often.
Yes.
That was one of the ones I like to see.
That was terrific.
Is the movie coming out now?
Yeah, it might. If it has anything to do with what these reactions to the cameos, I think so. Because first of all, when Elektra was cool to see, but not so cool.
Well,
the funniest thing with Elektra is when they talked about Daredevil and they were like, yeah.
That was it. But here's the thing: it felt like one of these does not fit. One of these is not like the other. Like she does not roll with that crowd. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and that was, but it was cool. According to that. But for me, Gambit was the deal right there, and then second would have been Blade.
Oh my god!
Oh, I couldn't believe they got him to do it.
I was like, this is incredible. Now you talking about somebody out of shape.
Let's
talk about Blade.
Hey, he was old. What is he like? He's like 67 years old.
I'm the only
Blade. Yeah, that was funny.
That was hilarious.
And then Deadpool looks at the camera like, okay.
Well, it was funny is because when the movie's not even coming out right now, it's like been pushed again.
Yeah. I thought that was hilarious. And again, when they go through those small little line pieces, although I don't like the Saved by the Bell talking to the camera kind of a skit. I think that some of the stuff is kind of funny when they said that. Even to Hugh Jackman's Wolverine of he hasn't done so well after the divorce. I thought that was hilarious. But anyway, that whole mix there was great. Good seeing X-23. I thought that was very, very cool.
She looks the
same. Gonna be in it. She looks the same. She looks older, but the same.
Yeah.
And what about the bad guys? Pyro.
Pyro.
I mean, what do you think about Pyro in this?
That was curious to see him in there.
Yeah, how about the character? No speaking parts. No speaking. He told him when Deadpool said, "No, you don't have a speaking part." I think it was at the party. I thought that was hilarious.
But it was again. That's kind of like through the whole movie. It was kind of like Saved by the Bellish, and we know that's the Deadpool type of what they're trying to produce in these movies. I find it a little overkill though. I find it like, come on. And I know you'll say, well, that's Deadpool. And then I'd go, yeah, I know, but I'm still watching the movie,
All right, let's talk about the real bad guy. What do you think about Cassandra Nova?
I thought she was OP. I didn't think it was I don't know. I felt like it was just OP, especially in the Void piece.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, you do what you want to do, but you're not afraid of the void. I mean,
right? She
pays rent. She gives the.
I understand, but if you could do all this, why do you need to pay anything?
Yeah.
Well, I think her power is also she had to be in proximity. Like she was like Professor X, but not Professor X. Like she can only read minds if she touched you.
So how in the world did she pull the skin off of?
No, she has psychic powers,
right?
But she can only read people's minds by touching them. Like whereas Professor X can get in your mind, So she has some limitation. I thought she did pretty well. I thought
the character was good. I just thought she was OP.
Well, she compared to everybody else, you had the rejects. Of course, she's OP. It's just like they had the C Squad, going against her, So. But one of the funniest ongoing lines was that how they set up Johnny Storm to get killed. I thought that was hilarious. I thought he was like, he didn't say that, and for the whole
everybody thought he didn't say it, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So I thought that was hilarious, and how quick she just disposed of him, and how they said his skin fell off, his organs just hit the ground. It's like he may be alive. He may be alive. We didn't see him die.
I did think it was funny when of course and it was kind of a funny movie. Wolverine goes in the ground and then goes over here, there, and then of course he's ultimately the one who comes up from the ground to dispose of her. Really.
Yeah.
What about the Doctor Strange reference there?
Listen, Doctor Strange. I think I don't think Doctor Strange. You could easily, get rid of Doctor Strange. He's part of the Illuminati. Like again, I just don't buy that as being plausible. But that's just me.
Well, it's a variant. It could be a variant. It could be a bad variant.
Yeah, but that's the problem. That is the problem with that is that you can get to these variants and you can just make any character you want, which can be fun sometimes. Sometimes it's not so much. I don't know if you guys caught this, but I was watching the credits. I thought this was interesting. You remember Nice Pull? That was the guy that was the long hair, Deadpool.
Yeah.
Do you know who it's played by? By the credits, who it's played by?
Who?
His name is Gordon Reynolds. That's who they put, which is at
That's
some
funny.
point. Yeah, it was kind of funny. I was like, "Who's Gordon Reynolds?" Because it's Ryan Reynolds, but it's like a fake twin brother he made up. But it was kind of funny. Just even that piece of it was Deadpool style, which means I'm just gonna make this believe.
Yeah.
Oh, you know who Lady Pool was, right?
That was his
Yeah.
wife.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Lively,
And then you know his kids was also in the movie too.
No, I didn't see
I
that.
didn't know that.
His kids, his son was the Deadpool.
The little small.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and his daughter was like the wrangler for Wolverine or something like that. So they were in the movie as well. But you know, you mentioned all that. I love the people that were Nathan Fillion was voice of the Deadpool head.
Oh, really?
Oh,
Yes.
I did not know that.
And Matthew McConaughey was the
Yeah,
voice of
the
Cowboy.
cowboy.
Deadpool.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, so man, listen, you know, when you look at this movie,
now when you go to Conzo and now you're going to see more Deadpools.
Oh my gosh,
Oh,
it's gonna
And
get ridiculous.
and it's going to
You
be
know-
all kinds of different Deadpools everywhere. Yeah.
Moose, Magic Mike, you didn't feel like you were in a con when you saw the Deadpools there? I'm like, that's like all they did was they brought the con to the theater. That's all they did. You know, it's like,
Yeah.
All right.
but
So let me tell you, I'm cutting our time down a little bit, and let me just say that if it weren't for my favorite part, my favorite thing of going to see the movie, let me just tell you why I went to see it, was for Wolverine, and I got to tell you, I was not disappointed.
he looks good.
He did a phenomenal job as Wolverine. I love the character that he played. I just think it was just all around, he was just spot on. That was my favorite thing of the entire show was Wolverine. It wasn't Deadpool. And my second favorite thing were the cameos in the show.
Oh yeah.
I thought the cameos were just absolutely great. I'm glad that they did them. I'm glad that they did it the way they did.
Mm-hmm.
Those are my two favorite things about the movie. Other than that, I don't know if I'd ever see the movie again.
You know, it's interesting you say that because I would agree 100% with the two best things about the movie. Because the cameos were better than we saw in Doctor Strange in the multiverse. They actually did something in it. They were involved. And Wolverine was who he is, and it's exactly what you expected. Even though he was a variant of what we know in terms of what we saw previously, he still was the Wolverine. And to your point, I don't know that I would have gone to see it, and I'm probably pretty confident I probably won't see it again. It was just a little, with all the fun that we had and we've talked about, it's just a little too much for me. But you know, beyond that, they were the two favorite, and it was a good movie. It was a great movie. Just some of that was too much.
Hey, when he leaned over to Hugh Jackman, he says, "They got you for 90 years." I thought that was funny too. You know, I hear all you guys on that. I definitely thought, to cut to the chase, I know I won't see it again because I never saw the other ones again. For the other, I think it's once you watch them once. You know, at least for me, once you watch them once, you know, you got the taglines, the jokes, stuff like that. You know, it's not like something that I can sit there and you know, there may be one or two parts that I may chuckle again, but it's not something like I want to say, let me put it on there again and watch, because I didn't do it with the first two, right? And the second one I thought was okay. The first one was okay. You know, that, you know, if you're playing it in the Deadpool world, it's okay. This one was by far the best out of all three of them. Because to the points you guys said, the cameos, because Wolverine, man, Hugh Jackman he showed up, didn't he? And this guy, but I mean,
He carried.
How old is this?
I know Deadpool liked to, you know, in the movie called himself Marvel Jesus, but really, it's that'd be Hugh Jackman. He's Marvel Jesus for Marvel. He's the one who brought in the money.
He's the Wolverine. He's the X-Men.
He is the Wolverine. He really is, and it's an amazing, because I think that's why a lot of people went to see the movie, and I think they needed to pull that trick out of their bag so that to make it successful. And that's
I think Ryan Reynolds knew that as well. Hey Moose, I want to ask you a question. Why don't you move like Hugh Jackman?
Well, I used to.
Okay.
You know what? And if I had a dedicated trainer like Hugh Jackman, I probably could again.
There he goes. So 55 years old, by the way, Hugh Jackman.
Wow.
I gotta tell you, he was no worries.
Shove that right in my face.
55. I tell you, nickel. So Hugh Jackman was excellent in this. The comedy that he put out there wasn't over the top. I think him and Ryan Reynolds they worked well together. Obviously there's a lot of stuff that got history together. The cameos were not what you expected. It was the cameos that you didn't know you needed. That's exactly what it was, right? And I love the fact that there was no cameo in there that overshadowed the two main characters.
I love that, right?
And that's the piece there. With the exception of maybe Chris Evans for a little bit, but he played his role. Like if it would have came in as Captain America, he would have stole the whole movie.
It may have overshadowed. You're exactly right. And then you don't want to see Cap die like that. You wouldn't do that.
No, not at all. Not even in a jokey way.
Not even joking. Yeah.
So I agree with you guys. I think you guys hit the spot in the head. I think comedy, the cameos, and Hugh Jackman as Wolverine were the reasons to watch this movie. If you're a Deadpool fan, you probably say Deadpool is the reason you went to watch it. I more than likely will not watch it again. And if I did was to watch it again, it would only be for like the Wolverine fight.
And the fighting is something that it was very it was something that you go, this is what you could imagine happening inside of a comic. And I'm not talking about the funny parts of the fighting. I'm talking, I say funny, or the humor that they try to involve there. But the fighting itself, you're like, yeah, this is what Wolverine could do. I always think that Deadpool was a little overrated with his fighting in the movie. And even sometimes in the comic, I felt like I don't see him as being that good. But Wolverine, you always see as being that good, and always one step up. So whenever he doesn't fight well in one of the movies, or when they they try to cut him down in the movie a little bit, you're like, no, that wouldn't happen.
And to your point, Moose, the Sabretooth moment when he just because we've seen him fight him before, and it was a battle, and this one it just ended, and that sounds right.
Yeah, exactly right. So if you had to score the movie, Game God, I'm going to go to you first.
I knew it was coming. I'm looking at the time. I'm like, we don't got time for this.
My name is Game God, and I'm going to give it a 7.5.
A 7.5. Go ahead. Tell me what you would score the movie.
7.5.
7.5.
No, in all honesty, I was going to give it a 7.5. I was like, you know what? I should give it an 8 just because it was 7.5. No, but I think it's 7.5. I think it's 7.5. In this case, is probably a good spot for it.
Okay. Well, I'm not even interested in what Magic Mike would score it. If he wants to tell him what he would score it, that's fine. I'm not interested in what I would score it. I told you why I like the movie and why the things that I would change, and I don't think I would. I don't think I'll see it again. I mean, if you could show me a clip with a lot of if I could vid angel this movie, that would be better. And
nice plug.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, sponsor the podcast. But if that's the case, then that's fine. But it would just be very difficult to continue to watch it because I'd like to fill my time with something else. But I did enjoy seeing Wolverine. I did enjoy the cameos, and I'd probably score it lower than Game God if I had to score it. But with that being said, I think it deserved to make as much money as it did because people wanted something good, and I think they got something good. I just think it was a little over the top. There you go.
I think it was a great comedy, to your point, Moose. And again, and I'm not going to give it a score, but to your point, I would have gone lower than Game God, but that's because of other things. But it was a good comedy with some great cameos and Wolverine.
Yeah. Hey, if you stayed all the way through the movie and you saw the first of all, I love the nod to 20th Century Fox characters in the movies. I thought that was really good. I thought that was fun because that it is it. I think that's done for them. They won't have any more, X-Men.
Yeah, well, and that was the they had the Seinfeld sign off there, and with the song, and that was really. People are going, Seinfeld, who's Seinfeld? But I really enjoyed that piece of it because at first I was like, what are they doing? Are they saying they're not going to do anything more with any of these characters now? And then you got to see that it's a Sony Fox thing. So 20th Century Fox.
Yeah, so that was kind of cool. And then at the end, you've learned that. Nope, Human Torch did say that. And
go on.
You could quote me on that.
Yeah, well, the funny part is when he looked up at the camera. Go on.
Well, it was entertaining, to say the least. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope that I really hope that we just got another Wolverine movie. I really, which is like that.
90 years. They have you to 90.
I want it. I want it.
Unfortunately, Moose, I don't think so.
What's your favorite moment of the whole movie, Magic Mike?
The Gambit walking in.
Nice. All right. James,
Say it. Flame on.
I thought you were going to say Adventures Assemble. Yeah, I don't know. I think I am the Wolverine. I don't know. I love that. He is the X-Man. I love it. Hey, thanks for joining us, guys. Thanks for joining us in this great one-off episode. We'll see you next week for some more stuff.
I was just leaving. Nerd alert.
You've been listening to Podcast for Sci-Fi with Moose, Game God, and Magic Mike. Nerds have more fun. If it's anything sci-fi, we're talking about it. We had fun, and we hope you did too. We have to split, but we'll be back soon. In the meantime, hit us up at podcast4sci-fi.com. This is Podcast for Sci-Fi, where all things sci-fi come to life. Come to life.